In this video, we are going to try to make an app that is going to be based on this algorithm. The algorithm is called makes10, which takes two parameters A and B. It has to return true if A is 10 or B is 10, but not both of them at the same time, or if their sum is equal to 10. So the algorithm starts and then it checks to see if both of them are 10. If it is, then it's going to return false, obviously. If this is not the case, meaning that both of them are not 10, then it's going to check if A is 10, then it returns true. If B is 10, then it returns true. If A plus B is equal to 10, it returns true. Otherwise, if none of these ends up to be true, then it's going to return false. Let's see how we can create it in thunkable. I have already created the app. We need to take two inputs from the user, which are A and B. So I need to input two text inputs. So one and then the second one. We also need a button to initiate the process, and also we need an alert block to display true or false to the user. So I'm going to drag and drop it here. Since alert again is invisible component, it's going to be at the bottom of the design. Now I want button to be beneath second text box, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to drag and drop button under text input 1, so it goes down here. Now the first text box, I want to change the name to A, and also the hint, I just want to be A, so the user knows this is the input for A. For B, the same thing, I'm going to change this one to B, and then the hint, I'm going to type B. So these are the two text boxes. Now for the button, I want the text on the button to say submit. The last thing we have to do is our alert. The alert doesn't have a title at the moment, so let's make it a title. The name of the algorithm is makes10, so let's change it to makes10. So I'm going to paste makes10 here, and I don't want to have two buttons on my alert. I just want one. So for the confirm, I type OK, and I'm going to cancel the cancel button. So we are all done with our design. Now let's go and duplicate the algorithm into a code. When the user clicks the button, so I'm going to say when the button is clicked, the first thing I want to check is if A and B are true, then I have to return false. So I'm going to go to control and I'm going to drag and drop an if here. So I'm going to say if A equal to 10, that equality I need from logic, which is this one. So if A is equal to 10, 10 is a number, so I go to math folder and bring a 0 down and make this one 10. For A, I go to the variable A and I go down and I'm going to get the one which says from A get text, which is this one. So it's going to compare this one to equal to 10. The same thing for B. So I'm going to duplicate this one. No, not this one. I'm going to duplicate the whole block. So I'm going to get this one. And I'm going to change this one to B. So if A is equal to 10, B is equal to 10. But if you go here, it says and B equal to 10. So I go back here to logic and I'm going to drag and drop one of these blocks. So this one goes here and this one goes here. Now this is a long block, so to break it down into two lines, I'm going to use external inputs. And now you can see it's much smaller and it's in two lines. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it here. If this is true, based on our algorithm, I have to return false. Remember, in return, in our app, we are going to use the display from alert. So I'm going to set the message, the title set message of alert to false. So I'm going to change this one to false. Also, I told you that the problem with the thunkable is that since we are using alert, it's not like algorithm that return false is going to exit the algorithm and we don't worry about this part of the code. Here, we have to make sure that when the alert is set, nothing else is going to be executed. So I'm going to use the else. I'm going to bring it here so I can add a socket here for else. So this part is done. Now I'm going to go and do the second part. Now I have to check if a is equal to 10, then return true. So again, I need a logic here, and I want if a is equal to 10. So I'm going to duplicate this one, and then I'm going to duplicate the 10. So if a is 10, so I need again an if and else. So I'm going to bring this one automatically to make life easy for us. So I'm going to say if a is equal to 10, like this one, then I'm going to set the message to be true now. Because if you look at the algorithm, it says it's true. Now I'm going to check if b is equal to 10. So I'm going to have another if else here. So I'm going to go to this and I'm going to bring another if else. Now I'm going to check the same thing, but this one for b. So I'm going to duplicate this one and put it here and change this one to b. If this is true, then I'm going to return true. This is what the algorithm says. Look here. If b is equal to true, then return true. The last one, if a plus b is true. So I need another if else here. So I'm going to bring another if else here. And this time I have to check if a plus b is equal to 10. So I'm going to duplicate this part, bring it down. Here I have to have a plus b. So I'm going to go to math and I'm going to bring a plus sign here. So this is going to be my b part. For a part, I'm going to duplicate it, put it back here, and I'm going to change it to a. And I'm going to insert it here. Again, this is too long, so I'm going to use external input so it's a little bit shorter. So if this is true, then I'm going to return true again. So I'm going to say return true. If this is not true, then I'm going to return false. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say duplicate and I'm going to say return false. Now I have set the message everywhere. The only thing I have to do now, I have to call the alert to show the message. So I'm going to click on alert and bring this show down. And I'm going to put it right outside the if here, right here. So the block is down. So now let's go and test the operation of the app. This is our design. Now we're going to go to preview. Let's see what will happen if both A and B are 10. Based on the algorithm, it has to return false. False. What about if one of them is 10, A only? It has to return true. True. What about if A is not 10, but B is 10? Again, true. What about if the sum is 10? 2 plus 8 is 10. It returns true. What about the sum is not 10 and they are not equal to 10? It has to return false, which returns false.